Welcome everyone. In the first video, I walked through assigning an HMH One assessment as is from that platform page. So if that's what you're looking to do, jump back to the first video of the playlist. Now I'm going to walk us through how we can start to make changes to a test or create our own test, right? Some of those options. So as a recap, I'm starting all the way back from our Think Central homepage. I'm going to tab over to the right. I'm going to find that HMH One assessment icon, and it hopefully will take us to that familiar screen from video one. Okay. The same way I found that standards-based assessment, I'm going to once again come into my assessment window, center part of the top part of the screen, okay? And remember, last time we used that filter to find the standard-based assessment that we wanted, okay? This time I'm going to come to the top right, and I kind of want to create my own assessment. I don't necessarily love any of the tests that are written, you know, as is sort of a thing. So I'm going to come over top right-hand corner. I'm going to click Create an Assessment. Okay. I'm going to give it a title. This is just a test. Okay. And between you and I would leave the assessment metadata the same. I wouldn't necessarily play around with that. And I would just jump down to the items option. So right now, this is a blank slate. I'm going to click that rectangle that says click here to view and add items. Essentially what you have access to after you click that button are any of the test questions that are already pre-created. Okay, I'm going to pull from pre-created test questions in this video, but realize in one of the future videos, I'll kind of walk through creating a test question. You've got to create item in the top right-hand corner as well. However, we're familiar from the first video by using the filter. So I'm going to click on that filter, and notice right off the bat, you can search by question type. You can search by source, whether it's a question you've created or different program options, right? Like journeys or whatever it might be. Or you can even select the standard and the grade level that you wish to ask a question and tie it to a specific standard. Okay, so a lot of different options. I'm going to go specifically to the item source, and I'm going to go to program items. I'm going to choose national journeys. Okay. And I'm not going to worry about question type. I want to give my students a mix. So I'm going to leave that as is. But if you were looking specifically for one type of question, you could also add that in as well. The computer's going to then pull, and you can see here, I've got 1,860 questions in which I can pull from if I want to start to choose questions to ask my students, okay? So full listing here of questions. It will tell you, or at least give you the beginning part of that question and what type of question that question is. Okay, if you click on it, you'll be able to see the reading passage, if there is one. You'll see the response options for students. You'll see the correct answer. You could use the add to assessment option at the top. Okay, the arrow will just pull you to the next question. So if let me X out of this for just a moment. And maybe I got a little ahead of myself. I'm going to close out. The first question I clicked on, let's pretend that it was this one. the arrows will go back or will go forward, so I can look at questions and just decide whether or not I like it, don't like it, want to add it to the question or to the test or not. So I clicked on this question here. I like that one. Great. So I'll add it to the assessment. That question changes from add to remove. Okay. Now I want which sentence is written correctly. Great. I'll use this one. I look at it. Maybe I decide, I don't like this question. What's the next one? I want my students to be doing some reading. Good. This is another one. I'll add it. Okay. Here I was down here. So now I've got those two questions added to my test. Okay. You'll notice also above the funnel is essentially your icon for the test that you're in the process of creating. So I've added 2 questions. That number 2 represents those 2 questions. Matter of fact, if I just add another one, you'll see it jumps to number 3. At any point when you think you're done, you can come over here, click that icon. You'll see those questions listed. You can always go back and make the decision to add more of them. Okay, you could delete them. Let's just say the kitten question ultimately doesn't make the list. I could get rid of that very quickly. I want to save it. I could preview it first, by the way, but I want to save it because maybe I'm creating assessments for later on in the school year, but I don't want to give it just yet. I'll save it. It will then show in my assessments with that title. This is just a test. Okay, I could find it later if I wanted to. Or from the same window, I could push assign and you'll see that you're going to get the same window that we did in the last video where I need to select start and end dates. I need to select my class roster. The students who are getting it, I'm given the option of giving special directions and I could click assign. In our next video, I will walk through creating an individual question, and that could be repeated over and over and over again if I want to create an assessment by myself and I don't want to use any of the pre-created questions. I'll walk you through that in the next video. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the HMH International Content Cares YouTube channel. If you're looking for more content, click on the video to the right of your screen. Welcome to our global community.